value of enquiry. Why have I called value of enquiry? This inquiry, it is so important in life. Without enquiry, we cannot evolve. That evolution, at the root of evolution is enquiry. Our whole spiritual knowledge is based on enquiry. That you may not know. Actually, spirituality is different from religion. In religious, you have a certain belief about the God, in a concept of God, so to say. You have not seen God, we don't know whether God exists or not, but we have a certain concept of God and we have a belief in that. With that, we have the religious practices. Those who are atheists, for them also, they have a faith in a no God. That is also a concept of no God. Do you understand my point? As the religious people believe in a concept of God, and that concept of God is different for different people. Even those who are worshipping Shiva, millions of people, for each the concept of Shiva is different. It is according to his own mind. That Shiva, anybody is worshipping the Shiva in his mind. Like that, those who are atheists, they are also believing in the concept of no God. But spirituality starts when we start inquiring into or questioning this faith or concept. Spirituality, the whole process is an experimental and experiential process where we do the experiment and arrive at the truth, and finally the truth is inexpressible also. Whatever manner you express, it remains incomplete because it is a truth about our own self. It has to be experienced oneself. So, it starts with the inquiry that I have been worshipping God for so many days, I have done this, I have done that. Is there such a God? Does such a God exist? If at all he exists, then have I come closer to him? Or has he come closer to us? A religious person will not normally inquire into it. That is why they remain stagnant. But when the inquiry dawns, then they get promoted to the spirituality and wisdom. They start inquiring that, then what is this that we are having? Where the focus should be. Then the focus changes from our concept of some external God sitting somewhere and dispensing judgment to our own within. Because it is our own within which is sensing the whole universe, including our concept of God also. So the whole process undergoes a change. It is all on the basis of enquiry. Now I will come down to a very down-to-earth problem that when we start our life, a child, is he not having enough of enquiry? After the initial part of always crying and asking for food, when the child grows, he wants to know. Is it not? Every child, normal child, will always want to know. What is this? What is that? And even they will taste something which is not to be eaten. Taste means it is also an enquiry to see whether it is something can be eaten or not. He is full of enquiry. Now, what happens to the same child when he gets into the school and he refuses to learn? Have you ever thought? The same child, when he is growing and we are putting him for studying, which is to do with knowledge, how is it that he is losing the inquiry? That means our teaching, our syllabus, our course, our system is killing their inquiry. And once you kill the inquiry, thereafter he only goes on by-hearting and mugging up things and somehow to become successful in the get a fat salary package. That's all. The whole learning process has gone. But we are responsible for killing the inquiry right in the beginning, in the school. Now, I understand that it is not in your hand to change the whole system. Because you are teachers, you cannot change the whole system. But let us at least understand that this is what we are doing. It is the unnatural way of teaching and learning which is killing their inquiry. So at least being a teacher, whatever curriculum we are teaching, along with that also, if you can incorporate a little to encourage the inquiry. And according to that, we serve the children by encouraging their inquiry and trying to reply to their inquiry. You will find great will be the effect. We cannot say that just because of the system, we cannot incorporate the change. It depends on us also. To talk about my own personally, I have studied in Jamshedpur, but I would never enjoy my class. And going to the college, mostly I have been bunking class. I have not gone to the class in the college and all. I have never liked the classroom teaching. I used to find it so useless. Even good teachers also, very few cases I have learned. But I was given to self-learning, self-study. I was learning physics, but when after the school final, that is plus 2 exam, there was a 3 months gap before I could get admitted in Calcutta. That Bihar school had a different timing. That 3 months, I got by providential, we got Feynman lectures in physics. And that book opened up my real inquiry in physics. I got all my answers from there. You know that in the class I used to think that what is this that the teachers are teaching. One is teaching, say, heat, thermodynamics, another is teaching mechanics, another is teaching sound. Everybody is solving the same quadratic equation again and again, starting from this and coming to the end. I used to find that it is foolish. In that age also, I was not able to appreciate anything. When I got Feynman lectures in physics, I got the whole, it is like opening up a new horizon. I understood that it is our way of seeing, that we want to analyze the world in a simplified manner. That is why the other higher order terms we are eliminating, and simple harmonic motion is taken as the simplest model we can deal with. The model is in our brain, nowhere in the world. That model we are matching with either heat or thermodynamics or mechanics or sound or electricity, wherever we go. We are using our simplest model which our brain has manufactured. And that is how all the teachers in all the classes, they are working with the same formula. But not a single teacher explained to me. Are you able to appreciate? But Feynman lectures gave me the clue. And it was like, I would say that it is like spiritual samadhi sort of a thing. It was such a great joy that I got the unity in diversity. All the topics we have read, I understood that it is our way of viewing the world, and we are wanting to understand the world in a simplified model. And this simple harmonic motion is the simplest model we can use for the world to understand the world. So I have been passing through the same system which is now prevalent also, more or less. It might be better now. I don't know. I'm out of touch for maybe almost 40 years. But the fact is that in spite of that, if we have the inquiry, if we can inculcate that inquiry, it can still lead some of the students at least to a better level. It depends on the teacher. So unnatural teaching kills inquiry. That is why we have said that to the extent possible. I am not saying that you have to change the whole thing and you have to bring back the Gurukula system. Well, fine, if our administrators understand and they bring back the system. Even in Nalanda, we had the ratio of teacher to student 5:1. 5 students, 1 teacher for 5 students. You know that Nalanda library was 9-storied library, which burned for 3 months. And most of the treasure was lost. 2,000 teachers were burnt alive. And 5 times that, students also, most of them were burnt alive. When it was demolished, that 1150 or 60, Khilji's time.